Making a game on the scale of Halo takes hundreds of people with different skills, a singular vision, and time. Lots of time. But before a game reaches store shelves, the team must create thousands of assets that are tracked in 2-week deadlines that we call sprints. 343 Industries invites you to join us on our journey, creating Halo 5 Guardians from the ground up, one painting, sound, and line of code at a time. This is the sprint.
Bottom mid. Bottom base, bottom base.
P2, one shot.
He's the bottom base the rocks. He's lifting up, lifting up.
Midship is definitely regarded as one of the most legendary Halo maps of all time. It's extremely recognizable to really the entire Halo franchise community. Halo 2 was when we first saw Midship, and then after that, because of its wild success, we actually saw it being remade into Halo 3. And then moving forward, in Halo Reach, we saw a little bit of a new take on it in Zealot. Then when Halo 4 came out, we actually had one of our forgers recreate the map into a map that was used in the Halo 4 Global Championships called Onyx. Back in 2006, I got picked up on Team Carbon, and we got into the finals, and the last game that we had to play was Midship Team Slayer. And I'll never forget the end of that game. I'm on top of Pink 2, all the final boss spawns underneath me. We just started barreling in, we got the last kill. And that was my first tournament win. That was the first time final boss lost. It was a massive event, and it really means a lot to me to see how we can kind of bring that map from back then, back in 2006, all the way now to 2014, and reinvigorate it with some new geometry and some new additions. And I'm really excited to get some competition in it once again.
So we're coming down to the end of this sprint, and this deadline we have for Midship 2.0 is what me and Adrian and some of the team members are calling it. The deadline being that we got to get it off to art. We worked so hard the past couple months to play test after play test, and iteration upon iteration, and changing this and changing that, and getting down to the point where we feel like we've got a pretty awesome map, and especially one that's worthy of the Midship name.
Quinn's ready. He's in right next to me. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Hey, Golden Tate, we got this, tater tots. All right.
You guys, blue. Okay, so
We got it. We're good.
you guys change the blue. You guys are all red. Okay.
Can we see if CTF works?
Yes.
I fixed it. I fixed it. All right, so we got CTF on Midship 2.0. Try to grab the flag. Try to win. You know, it goes without saying. Gotta get that flag back.
Beacon their base. 3, 2, 1 shot.
We have Pro Team here, which is very much used to Halo 2 and what Midship offered them on that competitive level. This is as much as their map as it is Adrian's or mine's or 343's.
Does anyone have sword?
There's no sword on here right now.
On me, guys.
With the Halo 2 tie-in, we want to look at getting the Arbiter Sword possibly on this map. It's one of our new variant weapons.
Rocks.
We play tested it in like previous iterations, but we added like that hole in the center. We kind of took down. There was a couple of sightline blockers also in the center. We just kind of took those down so you get greater lines of sight from across the map. It seems to be helping out a little bit.
Got him. Still got underneath him. Tate, no! Challenge me!
3 zip.
I
got him.
P2's weak. 2 P2 weak. Got your shots on him.
It's a match.
Yeah.
Nice. The aiming for the weapons are off.
Yeah, assault rifle, SMG,
Yep.
and Magnum.
Yeah. Well, like, how do you guys feel about the top mid area?
It's awesome. Yeah, that without saying is awesome.
But like the hole underneath doesn't bother you, like that you could fall through or anything?
Yeah, I think that's very Halo-esque. Yeah.
You like it? Interesting.
Because, I mean, you can jump up and grab those rockets and then go straight down there and then jet.
That could be cool. Harpoon. We're gonna get the harpoon flag. It's gonna be awesome. You hold left trigger, and the longer you hold it, the strength goes up, and then you can throw it at a guy and hit him. It's awesome.
You have to call it Metal Moby Dick.
Metal Moby Dick. Nice. Hey James, you got that metal Moby Dick? All right. That's how we get work done here. 343. Played like classic midship, but we also needed to make sure that it played the way this game is going to play, and that's with our new movement that we have with clambering and our thruster evade. So we wanted to take this perfect marriage of what made midship awesome with the extremely well played perimeter outer ring of that map, but also have a central focused area of the map so that players will be able to go into the center and have really good combat. I remember getting a message from Adrian and Quinn. Hey man, I'm kind of need your help over here. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? I was like, dude, I got to remake midship. Holy crap, what do we do? I'm like, all right, I'll be right over. And came over to your desk and thought of all the things that really made that map great. Right. And we wrote those down. We made a list of those things, you know, the two bases. Yeah, so we had symmetry, we had the two main bases. We had good sight lines.
Got that list right here, actually.
Yep.
Here's like our midship kind of Bible right here, in paper form.
Yeah, so this list right here is what we came up with. We also had to have our two high points in the map, which was carbine side. It was called carbine because there was a carbine rifle placed there. We're still referring to them as the old midship name. So there's that pink tower. And there's largely 3 floors to that. So there's pink 1 is the first floor, pink 2 is the second floor, and then pink 3 is above that. There's this area that you can get on top of on the original midship. But right now, it's not exactly the coolest design space that I think that we can come up with. Yeah. Whereas I look at the center where we've got those cool angled cover pieces and the run through underneath the shotgun and the jump up. Like the center, I think has been a real labor of love on our parts to make it different and fun. And the bottom of each base, I think, is something that we should really look at.
If you go in this way, you can only come out this way, or you can only go up.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot of options. Like once you're in this room, the one option I do like would be adding another clamber route from down here somewhere, routing it up into the top of the base somehow. I could probably take some of this geo out and pull it a little bit more back this way.
I like that idea. We could almost have a little bit of a hole cut out there, like a decent size, and put a jump up there and then a jump up there. How do we make every single little space on the map fun? Right. Lots of fun for different reasons, because it needs to be durable and withstand up to thousands and thousands of play sessions, right? Yeah. And if it's not durable, then it's going to be pretty much forgotten, and a lot of our work that we're putting on it now is going to be for naught. So you guys understand what we're doing here, right? We've got, this is pretty much the final play test of midship in its design block-out form, which we've had lots of work and effort put into. This is, the main purpose is we got to make sure there's no big design flaws, which we're pretty sure there is not. But if there is some tragic big issue, then we could tweak it. Obviously, things are going to have to be tweaked back and forth as art goes through and makes it look amazing. So we'll just play as much as we can and then call things out as we play, see if there's anything big issues with it, and then we'll just go from there, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, Barton, 117, fire it up. Well, it depends. If he has a good game, he's Barton 117, right? If he's not so good, it's Bartana. You got this, dude. Oh, man. You got this. Barton 117, baby.
But every time I watch these guys, I realize how terrible I am at this game.
Well, that's a good thing, because I recommend a lot of these jokers. We narrowed it down really well. There's some really good changes. We made the middle in a better play space for people to play in. And so we really like that in Pro Team, and everyone's kind of narrowed down on that. And we added a sneaky jump up clamber route from beneath each base up to the main floor. We could say needs, we could say wants, however, but we're going to need to have a list of super high pry all the way down of what you want, from grenade bounces to sight lines and all these things. Because we're going to take that list and we're going to hand it to the art team. There's going to be some stuff that we will lose, and maybe some of the stuff we gain is even better. But it's all in the name of keeping the design awesome, but also the map's got to look amazing, right? So if we let them know what is really cool and important, they'll be like, okay, then they'll keep that in mind, and overall we'll have a much better product. What stood out on you on the map?
The covers on top mid. I was thinking it'd be kind of neat to turn those into like covenant shields where they can be popped with plasma weapons.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because it would pressure the guy trying to stand up there trying to regenerate a shield.
But have them also be translucent so you could see through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that's actually a really cool idea. That's something we should look at and see if like art would want to implement that, you know? We're going to go to this art handoff meeting and have the art director there and the environment artists that are going to be beautifying the map. And I'm more or less looking forward to getting it in their hands and letting them do their magic.
Just like maybe Quinn and Adrian could call out like.
Well, yeah, if you want to go through that list that you sent me and just like.
I already got the list ready.
Yeah, let's look at each one of these.
This is basically, we're trying to improve our whole process of making multiplayer maps so that it's not, hey, we go and we operate in a vacuum and design, and then we hand it off to you guys, and we never talk to you again, and then hope that everything aligns. And so this is through all the different play tests of the things that are of important note to call out. I think that would really help this whole process.
Hey, Quinn, we appreciate your effort. This is actually very nice.
But when we talk about the vision for the map, like this is a map, and if you look up, you see these big giant cruisers going overhead, and they're casting shadows down into the play space. You have ships flying over.
Can we do that though? Is that gonna?
I think we're more concerned about, say, changing the playing field with a shadow, for instance. Yeah. Because this is a competitive map.
That's a deeper question too, though, of like, and this is something that I've been wrestling with, is like, what is the space? Like, what part of the shit is it? Like, what purpose does it serve?
Well,
at some point, it's up to us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could say this is the bridge. We could say this is the navigation area. Like with the other maps we've done, we kind of just, somebody makes up a story. We can have certain things like this wall be, or this room be the place where all the computers are, and we have little holograms in it to show that it's going to navigate someplace.
Well, and we talked briefly about having this center space be kind of like a stellar cartography.
Yeah.
But there were questions about whether like having a giant hologram of local space in there.
If we had a hologram of the planet they're fixing to attack in there, would that be a problem?
I mean, the sight line from where the player is now to the opposite side would be hindered. That's pretty crucial, because this is the only sight line you have from here to there. There's an idea asked about taking these 4 curvaceous pieces on this center and actually making them like the energy shields from Covenant. Is energy shield still in the Covenant, like, technology for our game? Are we still using that type of thing? So the idea is like, oh, someone's up there, then we can use plasma pistols to disable them, like an interactive element to the map.
This is going to be a back and forth. Once Art gets in there, then we're going to have to work with
I have a question about, you know, sometimes now we can actually grasp like
Clambering.
the climbing feature. Is that meaning that we need to have arm edges on everywhere?
It doesn't have to be that, but it can be like that kind of
Right.
thing. It's going to have a certain look sometimes. We'll push it as far as we can. And
So that's a clamber. So the first thing he has to clamber, and then it's a jump from there. But if you wanted to take like that one surface and make it so once you clamber, it just ramps up smoothly into the space, that's fine. Like all this stuff is not like, oh, you need to have this clamber, then the jump. That what they really like here is that there's another route besides the grav lift, which is out of this picture, that they can get from the bottom floor up, and it just involves a clamber, which is one of our new features. So if it's something that we or you guys feel super strong about, like, hey, this will make the map look awesome, then okay, then we'll let you go with that, and we'll try to figure out something else. You know, I
Okay.
think it's
Well, we can always shrink things and make them thinner and things like that.
I could be wrong, but I don't see anything that could be a blocker on the aesthetic side at all. My priority is, in my spare time, is still going to be midship. It's actually, the goal is this, in my spare time. So it doesn't mean much, but it still should happen.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna say it.
All the holograms are
This map is gonna be a piece of cake.
No.
Dude, no. How many of these have I done, guys? Come on. How many have I done?
I don't know how many. 5.
How many is it?
9, 10, 12?
Dude, the Cortana mission was the best.
Oh, shut
No, which one though?
Get that on film. I hope you got
I actually.
The fiction for this is that it is en route to a battle. We're not sure which one yet. Some talks have been about making it en route to the first Halo.
There are always discussions when it comes to level design and to the way we make maps. Mostly what is the best balance between art and gameplay.
Bob, one shot, car one. Oh, got me with sword.
One shot P2, guys. One shot P2.
Yeah, you're dead.
Feeling pretty good about it? You're feeling good about this deadline?
Be honest, Tim.
You know, we could always use more time.